because they'll be bathing themselves in their own sanctimony, too obsessed with their money and their concerts and their football games to have a thought for those they've hurt.
Oh, I'm so upset because also myself is just taking jets everywhere and sitting in my big, beautiful house and my millions of dollars and they just so... Bro, so can somebody please help me understand? Please explain to me and understand why everybody is freaking out about the endorsement of Kamala Harris when we're talking about Taylor Swift, okay? Like, it should not be this big of a deal. I mean, I've made, I don't know why I did the Trump hands just now, but I've talked about celebrities, or what we call celebrities when they're endorsing political individuals. I've talked about this plenty of times, and to a small degree, I understand what that could mean, what that can do. But for the most part, when you have individuals that are not usually in that political conversation, sometimes it's just to kind of get them attention, or they're human beings too, so they want to express their opinions. But I don't go to Cardi B for political analysis, political deep conversation. Like, it's cool. It's something to kind of put the spotlight on because it's Cardi B. So a lot more, ears that normally don't have those conversations are gonna listen. So it's take it with a grain of salt, just whatever. But for whatever reason, people are losing their shit over Taylor Swift. And I get it. When you have a platform as large as Taylor Swift won the media attention, and if Republicans were doing this correctly, they could just make this a day story and that's it. But the media attention is for sure going to be there. And that's a plus for Kamala Harris. Like, any type of, especially positive type of media coverage is only going to help you. And second, once again, Taylor Swift, which, I don't listen to her music. Actually, my daughter does love her music. Her loyal fan base, those who are up and coming voters, or those who are like, that 18, 19, 20, those individuals who can vote, they trust, they love, they understand Taylor Swift. They are Taylor Swift. They are the Swifties for a reason. And when Taylor Swift puts her trust into something or an individual, more likely that listener of Taylor Swift is going to secondhand trust Kamala Harris. Perfect example. When it comes to a Cornel West, a Michael Eric Dyson, individuals like those, when they endorse an individual, I somewhat, on a certain level, will trust that person. If Cornel West said, hey, I highly endorse his book, I've read it, it's important, I think other, people should read it too, guess what? I am going to be in my audiobook purchasing that book. I've done it plenty of times with Mark Lamont Hill. When he said, hey, you should get this book. I, that same night, purchased those books. So I understand the power of endorsement, but you don't attack those popular celebrities because you don't understand that backlash that your team that I guess you're playing for is going to get. So let's go ahead and hear with Megyn Kelly, which I don't watch her. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand why people put so much effort into someone like a Megyn Kelly, but let's go ahead and hear what she
Taylor
has
Swift
to say.
just endorsed Kamala Harris. Taylor Swift, yeah. She posts a picture of herself with her cat.
Hey, that was a smart move. Everybody loves cats. Everyone loves pets. You know what I'm saying? So, like, why is Megyn Kelly acting like she doesn't understand? You know what I'm saying? Like, I have a cat. You know what I'm saying? That was a really smart move because People love Taylor Swift. People love cats. Come on.
Dude, look at this. You can,
Of course.
like you can kiss your sales to the Republican audience goodbye, Taylor. Hope you enjoyed them while you had them. And this is what she posts. Like many of you, I watched the debate tonight. If you haven't already, now's a great time to do your research on the issues at hand and the stances these candidates take on the topics that matter to you most. As a voter, I make sure to watch and read everything I can about their proposed policies, etc. Recently, I was made a
What do you mean, etc.? Once again, I'm not a Taylor Swift fan. I don't really care about celebrity endorsements, especially if they're not in that conversation like really hardcore. But that sounded pretty informed. Did she write that? I don't know. But if she did, I got to give her props because she just didn't say, I'm endorsing Kamala Harris, period. Nah, she kind of set that up saying, hey, do your own research. That's a plus. I did my own research. That's a plus. Like, she kind of glossed over that. Like, that's not something to gloss over. That's something you should be telling your audience to consistently do, which is do your own research because I'm doing mine.
aware that an AI of me falsely endorsing Donald Trump's presidential run was posted to its site, blah, blah, blah. And the simplest way to combat misinformation is with the truth. I will be casting my vote for Kamala Harris and Tim Walz. I am voting for Kamala because she fights for the rights and causes I believe need a warrior to champion them. I think she's a steady-handed, gifted leader. And I believe we can accomplish so much more in this country if we are led by calm and not chaos. I was so heartened and impressed by her selection of her running mate, Tim Walz, who has been standing up for LGBTQ rights, IVF, and a woman's right to her own body for decades. Oh my God. So this woman is fine with his plan to take custody of the children from parents who don't want them to chop off their body parts and put them in Minnesota court's custody so the body parts can be chopped.
Oh my God. Once again, why are we pivoting? Why don't you tackle what she actually said instead of saying, oh, but she's endorsing? No, she's telling you what she endorsed. I'm pretty sure if you had her on the show, she probably would say, I'm not endorsing that. And I'm pretty sure that's not what Tim Walz is pushing. You know what I'm saying? So you can't argue with what she's endorsing. You just want to turn this conversation into a straw man and be like, oh no, let's go ahead and talk about the things that she hasn't discussed. She didn't inform anyone of whatever Megyn Kelly is talking about. Like, no, because you know that's not a good argument. Oh, come on, man. Like, it should be easy. Be like, okay, she's endorsing Kamala Harris, Tim Walz. All right, that's cool. You know, let me invite her to the show so maybe we can talk about some of the things that I feel is that she's missing when talking about, you know, being fully informed of what comes along with the woman rights. You know, make it to where you're not going to only embolden and it upset her followers and her fans, because now they're going to see this and be like, you know what? Now I'm voting. I wasn't going to, but now I'm going to, since you want to be disrespectful. Like, come on.
Chop
now.
off their body parts and put them in Minnesota court's custody so the body parts can be chopped off and they can be sterilized outside the custody of their parents. That's what led Taylor Swift to endorse it. Can I tell you something? What? I criticized her about 6 months ago when she came out strongly in favor of, she went to a fundraiser to raise money for Hamas. Supposedly Palestinians, but the group that was doing the fundraising was known to funnel the money to Hamas. And I said, people should boycott her. It was an offhanded comment. People went nuts. Some lunatic dropped a note in my personal mailbox outside my house begging me not to boycott Taylor Swift, as though I have that power. I'm allowed to criticize Taylor Swift, and I don't give a shit who gets upset. This is disgusting. If she wants to vote Harris Walz, she can do it all she wants. But to say the reason she's doing it is because of Tim Walz's stance on LGBTQ, F you, Taylor Swift, and F all of the people who want to see these children have body parts chopped off and watch them sterilized under the age of consent. Whoa. And then will ride off to their multi-gazillion-dollar mansions, never to think of them again. Emily, this is unbelievable.
Wow. The hysterity. Like, we can go into so much more detail with every infactual thing that she said. once again, she probably gets her news from Matt Walsh. Remember when Matt Walsh was on the Ball Guy show? I forget his name right now. Joe Rogan. Yeah, that's the guy. And Matt Walsh was like, yeah, millions of kids a year are just getting, hormone blockers and this and this and this. And they did the research, fact check in real time, was like, it was less than 5,000 kids in like 4 or 5 years total. Less than 5,000 kids within a span of 4 or 5 years. Like, are we gonna like sit here and debate and argue over a small, less than 1% of kids throughout the entire nation? Like, is that the argument that's worth fighting? So I know Megyn Kelly knows this is not a pandemic as the way that she's emotionally charged. I mean, a lot of Republicans are always talking about, a woman being president and, they're just going to be emotionally led and just emotion. Everything that she's just spewing right now is all emotion, pure emotion. But yet I'm pretty sure her fan base is not going to vote for a woman to be president only because she's a woman. I mean, it's just so much hypocrisy, but let's...
The left is losing its mind. She signed it Taylor Swift, childless cat lady.
Oh, how cute. Yeah, I mean, this is exactly, it's not just that she's okay with everything you just described. It's that she actually actively supports it. And yet we can't even get a damn question about things like the Radical Equality Act or the CNN Gender Transitions for Undocumented Immigrants report. We can't even get one question about it. But Taylor Swift is going to get applauded for coming out and endorsing this ticket for the reason of Tim Walz's LGBT policies and Kamala Harris's LGBT policies, which again, if you go to her website, cites very clearly that the cornerstone of it is basically the Equality Act, which is a radical piece of legislation. The vast majority of the country, the audiences of all of the glossy magazines that are now about to clap for Taylor Swift and Yas Queen her, the people that read those magazines don't like this stuff. They don't know about it because the media won't ask a freaking question about it in a debate. But Taylor Swift is also doing this, it should be noted, because Brittany Mahomes came out just a few days ago. She's been saying she supports Donald Trump. She liked a Trump post on Instagram, got a ton of heat for it. They were sitting apart from each other at the Chiefs game, and all of the speculation was bubbling up about whether they have broken their
Oh my God, I don't care. What? See, and this is the part of celebrity gossip that I don't care about. I don't care about Taylor Swift's boyfriend's sister liking a post that Trump. I don't care. Everyone can like the post that they want. You gonna take some heat for it. Either way, you know what I'm saying? Taylor Swift endorsed Kamala Harris. Now we got Megyn Kelly saying F you. It's like, come on, like, who cares? Everybody is entitled to their own opinion, and especially when you have that spotlight on you, you have a huge platform, you're gonna have to take some heat, whether it's good or bad, left or right, or anything in between. If Taylor Swift was to endorse Donald Trump, Megyn Kelly would be embracing that. She would be loving it. She'd probably have a whole segment about it. And then, of course, people on the left would be tripping out about it. So it's like, come on, like, stop with this whole going back and forth and just, like her sister's cousin's auntie's pet also liked Donald Trump's post. Like, come on, like, can we like talk about something that matters? Like, no?
Friendship over Donald Trump. Then they sat together again at the US Open, and Taylor Swift got all kinds of heat for being friends with a Trump supporter. And now she rolls out an endorsement right after the debate. That is absolutely not a coincidence. It's a calculated public relations move.
This pair, Taylor and her boyfriend, Travis Kelce, are the epitomes of elite snobs.
Wow.
They both have gazillions of dollars. She doesn't care what happens to these kids, just like he doesn't give a shit what happens to all the young men who take that Pfizer booster he's been pushing on them I'm sure he's totally fucking clueless about the myocarditis taking the lives of young men in this country who didn't need the shot to begin with, never mind a booster. Where's
how many young kids died? How many people died in direct result of taking the COVID shot or any boosters? And mind you, I took the COVID shot and I took the booster, the one. I wasn't gonna take the second, third, fourth. I was like, okay, that's too much. Okay, I did what you had. You ain't gonna just keep jamming, But how many people directly died from the COVID shot or the boosters compared to the people who didn't take the COVID shot and directly died from the severity of the COVID flu? Come on, put the two numbers together, figure out which one is lower, which one is higher, and then make your argument. Don't come at me until you see those numbers, because I did. One's higher, one's lower. Okay, and you make the decision after that. But like, just because, and I don't know these.
Travis Kelce going to be, because those are his fans. Where's he going to be when these boys wind up with heart scarring that causes heart attacks and potentially death? They will be sitting in their mansions in Rhode Island and California and New York and jetting across the world saying, let them eat cake, because they'll be bathing themselves in their own sanctimony, too obsessed with their money and their concerts and their football games to have a thought for those they've hurt.
I'm so upset because also myself is just taking jets everywhere and sitting in my big, beautiful house and my millions of dollars, and they just so... Bro, get over yourself. like simple. You sound like a snobby Karen. You sound like the exact person you're trying to project onto them. You are the exact same person. Like, come on now. So, oh my God, they are missing me. I need to get these ugly people off my screen. They are missing me with this whole shenanigan. And that's their job, is to tear down as much as possible and downplay the small impact. I don't think it's going to be a huge, it shouldn't be, you know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, people are going to vote who they want to vote from Jump Street. You know what I'm saying? Taylor Swift fans, if they were going to vote, they were already going to vote left. Usually a lot of younger folks do. You know what I'm saying? And they're not blind to the world that we live in. Social media is just an open book. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's not rocket science. But what's funny to me is that you have Amber Rose, Hulk Hogan, Dana White, 50 Cent, Kid Rock, and Lil Wayne. Yes, the Lil Wayne, the only Lil Wayne that we know. They all endorse Trump. I don't see them talking about Amber Rose. Like, why the hell is this bald-headed lady walking on our stage and she knows nothing about politics? No, they embraced it. Because why? Because she's endorsing their policies, their mindset, what they want to see the country turn into. Hulk Hogan, brother, ripping his shirt off and stuff, like, nobody want to see old man chest. You know what I'm saying? Like, where's the outrage of that? Oh, well, I mean, Hulk Hogan saying some pretty racist things a few days later. So yeah, they kind of want to distance themselves from that. But Lil Wayne has endorsed Trump for a while. This is nothing new. So once again, this is the ugly, stupid part that I hate about politics is Megyn Kelly is being disrespectful to somebody who doesn't is worried about the interests of themselves and people that they know. Just like Megyn Kelly, I'm pretty sure would say the same thing. She's looking out for herself, her family, and those she cares about. That's all that what voting should be about, is yourself and others. What you think is better for yourself and others, go ahead and vote for that person who is representing that. So why are we pretending like, Taylor Swift is an anomaly and she's, gonna sway the whole election? Like, come on, this is ridiculous. Why am I talking about Taylor Swift on my channel? That this shouldn't even be a story, but it is, because Megyn Kelly has almost 500,000 views saying F you to Taylor Swift, and it's like kind of ridiculous. Can we say F you to the major corporations that's funding these politicians to continue to, increase the wealth gap from 98% of Americans to the top 1-2%? Can we say F you to those people? No, we got to say F you to a little girl. A little girl who's minding her business, making good music. Well, according to my daughter, you know what I'm saying? Like, why? But once again, if you think I'm tripping, if you think that Taylor Swift is just some government op who's, trying to be calculating and like brainwash all the young generation into, endorsing politicians who want to cut off their genitals and make them into like some sort of weird robots who, I don't know what the conspiracy is of today. But if you think I'm wrong, let me know down in the comments. And like always, power to you, power to me, power to the people, power to the pod.